This is CAF TV. Welcome, everyone. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, bringing you all the action from the Canadian Academy of Football. We've got a lot to catch up on today. Highlights from the Under-14 Supergroup, plus an Under-16 tilt. Also, Shabazz Perrin of Chantilly Forever FC is going to stop by in the studio to give us the rundown on his program. And I'll have a feature story on Burlington's main man, Ilya Illich. All that coming up later on. But first, let's get to the Sport Check game highlights, and the team making the biggest move up the standings in the Supergroup recently has been Burlington. After a slow start to the season, B-Town had reeled off 3 straight wins, and they were looking to keep the hot streak going against a struggling GCS squad last weekend. Matchday highlights now brought to you by Sport Check. What are you sweating for? Burlington had all the momentum on their side heading into this tilt, while GCS were just looking to rebound from a disappointing 3-0 loss to Dragon Force the week before. Coach Davey Curry must have had a stern chat with them. They came out hard. 5th minute, Brandon Wallace tries his luck. Andy Lacic makes the nice stop, though. 20th minute, though, nothing he could do about this one. GCS corner kick. Cameron Clarkson gets his noggin on it. Beautiful header, and interesting celebration after. 1-0 GCS through 20. Burlington comes back at them. Santiago Saavedra tries his luck, but you're going to have to do better than that to beat Ivan Burgess. Then a gorgeous goal. Luca Danesi charges down the wing. Ethan Gerard manages to somehow get a foot on it. Well done, guys. That is a nice goal. One of the goals of the week for sure. GCS up by a deuce after 27 minutes. On to the second half we go. Burlington wakes up. Ilya Illich one times the pass here, but just slides it wide of the far post. 57th minute now, Christian Starcevic tries his luck from 25 yards out. Easy pickings for Burgess, though. Then it's Matthew Liziak floating across inside, but once again, Burgess is rock solid. He snags it out of the air. Finally, Burlington do break through in the 62nd minute, and it's a nice one. Jordan Baker gets it to Santiago Saavedra, who dances in and puts it past Burgess to break the shutout. Great goal. Alas, that's as close as Burlington would get on this day. Your final 2-1 GCS. Afterwards, their head coach, David Curry, was happy with the win, but thought the team lacked a consistent effort the whole way through, despite picking up the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, a tiny bit better, to be honest. A really good performance in the first half. Our second half performance, yeah, we went back to our old ways in the second half there. We were hanging on, but to be fair to Burlington, they passed the ball really well, and we just couldn't get a hang of it in the second half. But fortunately, we had done enough in the first half, and then this week we managed to grind it out, because a couple of weeks ago we were in the same position, 2 goals up, but we ended up blowing the lead. At least this week we managed to grind it out and get the result.
Well, Dragon Force and Jinga were up next in the Supergroup. DFC was riding a wave of confidence after a big 3-0 win over GCS the previous week, while Jinga was feeling pretty good as well after giving first place Epic all kinds of trouble in their last game. The 2 squads slugged it out in a wicked encounter from Esther Shiner Stadium. Jinga still stuck on 1 win for the season so far. Could this be the day they get their second? It looks good early. Logan Wright from 25 yards out. What a shocker. How many times have we seen him do that this year? 1-0 Jinga after just 6 minutes. 3 minutes later, though, DFC gets it back. Jared Erigman takes the feed, has the time and space, coolly knocks it past Philip Clementos for the score. All nutted up at 1 through 9 minutes of play. They should have gone up by 1 just before the half, but this happens instead. Kai Vakari gets denied by Gramenis, then Daniel Youssef knocks it just wide of the far post. DFC can't believe they missed 2 golden chances. On to the second half we go, and Jinga comes close. Logan Reich. This would have been nice to see him put it in here, but he bends it just wide of the net. Nice footwork, though. DFC takes the lead in the 52nd minute, though. Some confusion with the Jinga defense. Alex DiPiero finishes what he started, knocking it past Dromenos. 2-1 Dragon Force. But then shortly after, apparently DiPiero says something to the referee he doesn't like, and he red cards him. DFC suddenly are down to just 10 men, and Jinga, they try to take advantage, obviously. Reich hits the streaking Fernando Estrada, who hits the goal post, but then watch what happens. Alex Procaccini chases the ball, ends up in a huge collision with Noah Nemec. It was a scary scene, especially when you see it slowed down again here. Nemec ended up being taken from the field by ambulance. He has a broken collarbone, so unfortunately he's going to miss a bit of time. Then to rub salt in the wound, Dragon Force pads their lead. Liam McCarroll turns on the Jets to outrace Antonio Verbanic He blasted home to make it 3-1 DFC. That's how it ends up. 3 would be more than enough for them on this day. There you see the final. As mentioned, Noah Nemec is okay, but he's going to miss some time. I spoke with Jinga head coach Kevin DeSerpa, who described the injury as a clean break of the collarbone. So we're wishing young Noah a speedy recovery. Welcome back to CAF TV. On to the under-16 group we go. A tilt between Lakeshore Academy and ADP. Now, kudos to both squads for even making it through this encounter on what was a sweltering day for soccer from Memorial Park in Streetsville. It was well over 30 degrees with the humidity last Sunday. These boys were sweating buckets before the game even kicked off. They still put on a good show, though. 5th minute ADP corner kick. Nice header, but right at the Lakeshore keeper who easily handles it. 3 minutes later, Stefan Beltran with the free kick for Lakeshore. It changes direction slightly. It slides just wide of the post, still scoreless. 21st minute, Beltran. Man, he was dangerous for the Reds on this day. He's got the touch. Unfortunately, races over the top of the bar. Just before the half, nice ball movement by ADP. They cut it inside, but again, Miroslav Planjek there to make the save and keep it scoreless. Okay, on to the second half of play we go. ADP was making things happen off the corner kicks. This time it pops to Josh Minair, who gets a couple of cracks at it. No dice, though, once again. This was the only score of the game coming up right here, and it was gorgeous. Stefan Beltran hammers the free kick. Couldn't have placed it any better than that. Stefan gets mobbed by his boys, and Lakeshore go up 1-0 late in the game, and that is your final. 1-0 Lakeshore. A bit of a sluggish game, but you can't really blame the guys considering you could fry an egg on your head. It was so darn hot. Stefan Beltran with the lone score, and he stopped by to chat afterwards.
I think we played good because we were defending most of the game, but we got a lucky free kick, and we managed to get lucky and get it. I was just confident I was going to score because I took a lot of shots from there in the past, and I was pretty confident that I would score.
I think that might just be our goal of the week. Will it? You'll have to wait and see. The Ogretti Super Group standings as of July 24th. Epic on top, tied with GCS, but there you see Epic has played 3 games less, so they've got to make up some when we get back from the break in the schedule. Burlington Dragon Force tied in 3rd with 12 points apiece. CAP in 5th with 9 points. Jinga coming so close so many times to that second win. It's coming at some point. Right now, they are in the basement, though. Upcoming game Sunday, August 9th. Dragon Force, Burlington at 10. CAP versus Epic at noon. GCS against Jinga at 2 p.m. Note the location, Centennial Stadium, not Esther Shiner. And remember, CAFsoccer.com for all the up-to-date news, stats, standings, and schedule. And welcome back to CAF TV. I'm joined in the studio now by 2 members of the Chantilly Academy. I've got the technical director, Shabazz Perrin, and his son, Israel, who's one of the top strikers in the program. Phenomenal, actually. Guys, welcome to the studio.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah? We'll do a handshake. Why not, guys? Big weekend for you guys. You played 2 games on Sunday, not just one. He's playing for the under-16s and the under-18s. But he's only 15 years old. So how did you guys do, by the way?
The first game, U16, we won 4-2.
Right.
Played a very good game. scored 1 goal, and then
You scored a goal, yeah?
and then I just rested the rest of the game.
And,
So
and then the U18s?
U18, once the game started, we were playing really good, pressuring them.
Yeah.
They wait for them to make a mistake, took a goal, I scored again.
You scored again. Do you prefer playing against the older age groups? Challenge yourself more? Which do you prefer playing?
I prefer playing in the older age group.
Yeah. Just because of that reason, you get to challenge yourself more and go against a stronger competition?
Yeah,
He's your son, but he's one of the top players
Yeah,
around and in the area. Never mind just the program. Just
Right.
talking about this player.
Well, again, he had to start from really early, right? So that's his foundations in the game has been really solid. He initially made the district team a year early.
Right.
He was noticed and he made the district team a year early. Through a lot of that, he went on to advance in the district team, and then naturally came into his own with our academy. That was part of the reason for the academy to come out, basically because we had a lot of really skilled players and
Right.
a lot of guys that wanted to follow underneath the direction. But my son, yes, he was one of the top players there, and he's continued to excel. And now he's at age 15, or he's got not fully developed yet, but he's got a lot of solid pace right now. And it's at 18, U18, he's able to still
Do that.
threaten and score goals.
We're going to talk more about him. We're going to also talk a lot more about Chantilly and what the academy is all about when we come back in just a second with more CAF TV. Welcome back to CAF TV, joined still in the studio by members of the Chantilly Academy. We've got Shabazz Perrin and Israel Perrin. So let's talk about Chantilly then. How long has this program been around for? Because the Canada thing is fairly new, but it actually goes way back to Jamaica, so it's an interesting story. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it does. The Canada portion is, we're in our full second season right now. We'll be, at the end of September, we'll complete our second outdoor season. But the Jamaica portion actually goes back for actually a decade earlier. Okay. It's a team that's in the major league in Jamaica. In Jamaica, you have a three-step system with a four-step system of First Division, Major League, Super League, and the Premier League, which is the top league in the country. Chantilly is currently in a situation where we're trying to get promoted to the Super League. Just this past season, unfortunately, in the semifinals, we were defeated on Arrogate by another team, and that team went on to the finals to lose to another team that was promoted. So Jamaica's kind of based off of the British system, where you can put a team in and full relegation, and you can get to the top flight. Right. So Chantilly's goal in Jamaica is to get to the top flight. We have some players over there that have played in the national program, and those players there have gone on to potentially be professional players with other teams.
Right. So in the Canadian connection with it, why was it started here then? What happened?
Well, what happened with me was in Canada. I found interest in the club when I was in Jamaica for family reasons, and the club was basically going to go down at that point, and I decided to invest in it. And over time, we had several good players here in Canada, and I was graduating some players to even Toronto FC Academy. One of my players I graduated this Toronto FC Academy is Israel's very good friend and close, and one of the top players in the province as well. And ultimately, we mapped our program off of what TFC is doing with their program. Excellent. So we decided to bring an academy forth, which was different than a club in that we mandated 4 times a week training, which was a proper microcycle for these players here, rather than doing 1 time a week over the winter in a gym. And we sought forth to get the funding from the parents to provide this program at a higher level. And the parents very much wanted it because they saw there was no real end roads at the club. Club just kind of, was a dead end road. And we've offered, when I came to Chantilly, I brought forth this, I put a structure forth and I brought it to the parents, and the parents largely accepted it. And 2 years later, we're having success.
What's a week like then for a player in the Chantilly program? Let's say during the summertime when everything's in full swing, whether it be the training schedule or whatever. What is a typical week like? And you can chime in too on this, what it's like for you. But I mean, you're the one who designs this, so tell us about it.
Well, it can be hectic. It can depend on who you are within Chantilly. Chantilly has teams from U8 through to U18. I structured the academy. Not by age group. I structured it by development, and I put them into different developmental stages. So with the pre-academy, followed by a junior C program, which is basically 10 and 11, a junior B program, which is a combined 12 and 13, and a junior A program, which is your U14. After that, you have a senior program, which is basically your under 16, and then we have a showcase, which is our under 18. So
and no girls yet, but that's in the works.
no, we initiated.
You'd
So
like to-
if you're in the pre-academy, you'll maybe train twice a week with the game
Right.
on the weekend. So that's a lighter schedule. With somebody who's like in the showcase program, will train 3 times to 4 times a week with the game.
Right.
So right now our current schedule is 3 times a week with a mandatory game, and sometimes we have tournaments and different stuff, so it can get to 5.
Do you feel, I mean, you've obviously been training with your dad your whole life and stuff, but now that this has developed into an academy, do you feel it's helped your game? And the competition you're going up against, has it excelled your game?
Yeah, it excelled my game a lot. Leagues more different,
Yeah.
way better, challenges me more.
A bit more challenging for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it, how have you guys enjoyed the CAF experience so far?
Well, the
Has it
CAF
benefiting?
experience, upon coming to the academy, basically what the difference is with the clubs, we'd have some strong teams there, but it'd be few and far between. When we came to the academy, we found that all the teams were strong,
Yeah.
and that was largely due to the people who have qualifications and what they're bringing forth to kids. At the club, there was less mandated.
Okay.
In the academies, they mandate that coaches have to have certain coaching levels. Like I have an ATFA A license from Argentina. I'm a graduate from the Buenos Aires School of Argentina, their online course.
Yep.
So I have my A license from Argentina, but other coaches have their UEFA B license, which say, and I think that
All
made-
very qualified people is
all
what you're
very-
trying to say.
all
yeah.
very
Yeah.
qualified people,
Yeah.
and that's made a difference in the competition. We don't really find many easy games.
We don't have much time left, but I was just going to say, you guys all play futsal also during the winter,
Yeah.
and full games during the winter as well, on full field and everything. So this is a year-round program.
Year-round program. We have indoor games we play on turf, and when we're not playing on turf, we do a lot of futsal to improve our fine technique. We
Right.
find that we really believe in that, and that's something that the ATFA really endorsed in me, and I found and I took that and I implemented in all my programs.
No excuses anymore for Canadians now. We used to not be able to play in the winter, but the facilities are there now for us to play all year round, isn't it? So, guys, thanks so much for coming. And so if people want to find out more about the website's the place to go. What is the website?
www.chantillyforeverfc.com.
FC.com. Okay, it's been up on the screen the entire time. But guys, listen, thank you so much for being here. And it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the year. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
More CAF TV coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to CAF TV. While Burlington SC has had an uneven year so far, one constant the whole season has been striker Ilya Ilic. One of the top scorers in the supergroup, Ilic has terrorized opposing defenders from the get-go, and we find out more about what makes his game so special now with the CAF Player Profile brought to you by Leica Sports. Leica, your passion, our commitment. Ilya Ilic. The name alone is enough to strike fear into the hearts of opposing defenders. The 13-year-old Burlington striker brings a multitude of weapons to the pitch.
So Ilya he's a special player in terms of his combinations. He has great attributes, and one of his main attributes is his intelligence. So usually you see players who have pace and power and speed, but Ilya has an aspect on top of that, which is his intelligence. He's a great finisher in the box, very composed, but he also brings other players into the game. So his intelligence is something that really separates him from the crowd, because you can have players with skill, you can have players with pace, but to put that with the brain is a very dangerous combination.
I try to get everyone motivated. You know, I try to get everyone to push themselves and show heart, like Chris is always telling us to. And I really want to just help us win. You know, I really want to work hard.
Ilic leads the under-14 supergroup in goals this season. His coach Chris Lako knows that if his star striker has the ball anywhere inside the 18-yard box, the result is easy to predict.
Anywhere near the box, Ilya is a danger, especially if you give him a second to pick his head up. If he can take 2 touches inside the box, it's almost a guaranteed goal. Even his 1 touch finishing within the box is lethal. And for us to have a player like that on the team, where he's that calm in the box and with that type of technique where he can finish with his head, he can finish on the ground, he can finish off a volley, somebody like that, it's very good to have, because once you have service in the box, if he's there, you know you have a chance of putting it in the back of the net.
But Illich prides himself on being much more than just a goal scorer.
Obviously, I want to score, but I want to help my teammates score as well. You know, it's a team game, and I want everyone to score, not just me, you know. And obviously, the more we score, you know, the better our chances of winning.
One of the things I like about Ilya's play is that he tracks back, and a lot of people don't understand or they don't pay attention to how much he does for us defensively. He drops back, he wins the ball, he starts the counter, and as soon as he plays the ball forward, he joins the attack. His movement off the ball is superb, especially getting into penetrating runs so that we can play the ball through him to finish. His movement off the ball and his defensive attributes is something I think that separates him as well.
I've started to play more of a left wing, winger, so I have to come back and help defend more. It's not really something I'm used to as a striker, obviously, so it's like I have to get more fit in order to do this, but it's every single game I'm getting fitter and fitter and getting better at doing it.
Illich lists Liverpool as his favorite team, Ronaldo as his top player, and would love to play in Europe someday. Coach Leko knows how difficult the path to future stardom can be, but he feels if anyone can pull it off, it's Illich.
I do believe that he does have the attributes to go over and play, particularly because of his intelligence. Because one of the main things here is players have the physical attributes, they have the skill attribute, but to match it with the intelligence that the European players have, the South American players have, that's difficult to do. So like I mentioned before, with Ilya's intelligence combined with his natural talent, I think he does have a chance of going over and succeeding.
Okay, time now for the CAF Countdown, the top plays of the week, brought to you by Focus Integrative Therapy. Focus, dedicated to your ongoing health and wellness. Number 5, Jared Eringeman of DFC is making this a weekly thing now. Pulls away from the Jenga defense and boom, slots it home calmly. Nice. Number 4, Burlington Sandy Saavedra, cool as a cucumber, flicks it past Ivan Burgess, who was solid all day, and then he gets nearly tackled by his teammates in the process. Number 3, another weekly contributor who just keeps on going, Jenga's Logan Reich, making it happen from pretty much anywhere on the field, this time from 25 yards out. Number 2, GCS was looking good on Saturday. Here, Luca Danesi charges down the wing. Ethan Gerrard manages to somehow get a foot on it. Sweet. Number 1, there was no doubt about it, Stefan Beltran of Lakeshore Academy from another area code. He dials long distance to give Lakeshore the win. Definitely worthy of our play of the week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. Just remember, though, there's lots of different ways you can keep up to date with all the age groups of the Canadian Academy of Football. Check out the league website at cafsoccer.com or check us out on Twitter at CAF_football. And you can follow our Facebook page as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. I'll see you next week for more CAF TV.